Grave robbers. That's the essence of allegations against some bank-controlled advisors today.
One file client dies in 2007. Contact made with deceased wife in 2013. Advisor is aware that the client is dead, but the ASF, what's that?
Advisor services fee.
Continues to be charged.
In the most baffling case, a client who died in 2004 was charged advice fees for more than a decade afterwards. The fee, $65 a month, more than $8,500. These are the latest allegations that bank clients, alive and dead, were charged fees for no service. In this case, the Commonwealth Bank owned Count Financial.
Do you maintain that nevertheless Commonwealth Financial Planning Limited did not know that it had a problem with charging fees and not providing services until it gave a breach notice in August of 2014?
No.
Not only that, exorbitant fees for those trying to make a living. The Royal Commission heard from its first victim, nurse Jacqueline McDowell, who lost her house after seeking advice from Westpac.
I wanted to leave nursing and set up a bed and breakfast business.
Westpac's advisor convinced Jacqueline and her husband to sell their house, move their super to a self-managed scheme and take out $1 million of life insurance. It cost them more than $27,000 plus $11,000 in fees. Then reality hit. Westpac said they could not live in a bed and breakfast if it was part owned by their super fund. Maybe an investment property instead, they were told.
An investment property to rent to someone else when we haven't even got a property to live in ourselves. Sorry.
Via the Financial Ombudsman, Westpac eventually paid the McDowells $47,000 and a further $60,000 into their super fund.
This is poor advice. It should have been covered, and it wasn't.
The revelations coming out of the Royal Commission are disturbing. There is no question about that.
Every single new damning revelation is an indictment on Malcolm Turnbull and Scott Morrison.
Even a former Deputy Prime Minister who fought against the Royal Commission has changed. Barnaby Joyce tweeted, "I was wrong, and what I've heard so far is beyond disturbing."
Live now to the Nine Network's finance editor Ross Greenwood. Ross, can we expect the banks to be penalised?
Well, that'll depend on the recommendations of the Royal Commissioner, Kenneth Hayne. But just an observation for you, Peter. If you have an armed robbery of a bank, the maximum penalty is 14 years. If you have deception of a bank or an organisation, the maximum penalty is basically 5 years. So what penalty is there for a bank when it takes money from its customer? Today, the Treasurer said he sees no systemic problems inside banks at this stage. Mind you, that's a Treasurer who yesterday said if you deceive the corporate regulator ASIC, there could be jail sentences to follow.